So this park ranger had the unenviable task of repainting an information booth. So he's out there all by himself in the middle of nowhere, up on a ladder, repainting this information booth, when he hears somebody behind him ask for directions to the nearest campsite. Well, he couldn't really turn around where he was on the ladder, so he just told the person that there's no camping here. But if you go back down the road, back about 4 miles, you'll find some campsites in another park. Now, the ranger asked if there's anything else that he can do to help him, but the man says no, thank you. And so the ranger just keeps on painting. But he never hears the man leave. Now, he says that the second that man came up and started talking to him, the hair on the back of his neck just stood up, and he wasn't really sure why. He thought maybe it was because he couldn't really turn around to look at him, but he just felt like something about him was off. He just had this really uneasy feeling about the whole thing. He just wanted to finish painting and get out of there. And there was also this weird smell kind of floating around. He said it smelled like old blood. And he kind of tried to look around and see if he could find a source for that, but he couldn't find it. So he waited for the guy to walk away. He was listening, but he never heard the guy leave, which then made him just feel like the guy was just standing there watching him. So he asked again, "Is there anything I can do to help you?" But there was no answer. But he knew he was there because he hadn't heard him leave. So he kind of awkwardly turned around on the ladder to see what the guy was doing. Now, he fully admits that in this moment, maybe he had some kind of brain cramp, but he swears for a split second that man had no face. Like it was almost concave and totally smooth. He says he almost had a heart attack because he couldn't wrap his brain around what it was that he was seeing. But then in the next instant, he said it was like his brain just kind of went pop and there was a normal human being standing there. He must have had some kind of crazy look on his face because the guy asked him, "Are you okay?" And the ranger said, "Yeah, I'm fine." And he asked the ranger about the campsite again. And the ranger points to where he has to go. And the camper says, "Well, but I'm not really from around here. Can you help me get there?" And this is where the ranger knows that really there's something up, because there's no way that he got out that far without knowing where he was. And for that matter, there's no car around. So how did the guy get there to begin with? So the ranger says, "I'm sorry, but I can't take you anywhere in a company vehicle." And the guy's like, "Please, can't you just help me figure out where it is that I'm going? Can't you help me get there?" So now the ranger is like really weirded out, thinking that maybe this is some kind of ambush or something. So the ranger tells him he can call him a taxi or something. And he pulls out his phone and he starts to dial. And the guy says, No, that's okay. And he starts to walk away really fast. But he doesn't walk out of the park. He walks back into the trees. So the ranger says, nope, gets in his truck and he says, "Screw the painting. I am out of here." And as he starts driving away, he starts looking in his mirrors so he can see where is this guy. And he sees him in his mirror, watching from the tree line. And he knows for a fact this time that he had no face. And he just stood there and watched the ranger leave. And right before the ranger took a corner, the man walked into the tree line and dissolved. The ranger said maybe because it was dark, maybe he just blended in, but it felt like he just melted away.